The sorrow of Moldavia command you.
Oh, command me, Lord!
Hey everybody, Jason here of GhostbustersNews.com, and as always, Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube. And today, the Ghostbusters News Halloween Countdown continues as we take a look at an action figure I've been waiting more than 30 years for. A Real Ghostbusters Samhain action figure. Now a quick heads up, this action figure is 100% custom. It is not licensed, endorsed by Sony Pictures, Ghost Corps, Hasbro, but it has been made to fit in with the Real Ghostbusters Kenner toy line of the 1980s. Now the figure itself was made by BAMM ToyCo. If you'd like to check out more of their work, be sure to visit their Facebook page. We have a link to that down below in this video's description. And if BAMM ToyCo, they sound familiar to you, well they should, because in the past here on Ghostbusters News, we took a look at their Boogeyman action figure. And much like the Samhain that we're taking a look at today, you can see the Boogeyman is made to go along with the old school Real Ghostbusters Kenner toy line. But once again, I'm going to reiterate, this is 100% custom made. Not an official toy, not an official product. And if you want to check out our full review of that Boogeyman figure, of course, we got that link as well down below in this video's description. All right, now going back to Samhain, I love the packaging here. Once again, I know I'm bringing it up, but this is certainly inspired by the Real Ghostbusters Kenner toy line. You got the Real Ghostbusters branding on the top left-hand side, with Who You Gonna Custom written above that. And then you've got this great artwork here of Samhain. Now, of course, you can clearly see that Samhain figure in the package. As well, you'll also notice he does come with 2 additional heads. Flipping the packaging around to the back, yeah, I'm really getting those old school Kenner vibes now. You can see it advertises the figures that have already been released, both Boogeyman and Samhain. As well, what's coming soon? It looks like we're getting Slimer, or should I say the Green Ghost, as well the Sandman. And I cannot wait until I can get my hands on a Sandman figure. Now, one really cool thing about these figures is they come in actually packages that you can actually pop open and then seal again. So if you want to take your figures out and play with them and then put them back on card as if they're minty fresh, you can certainly do so. And here he is out of the packaging, Samhain. Once again, inspired based on the look that he had in the Real Ghostbusters animated series. And I got to give it up to everyone that was involved in the creation process of this figure, of this packaging. Everything came together to create one heck of a showpiece here. I love the way this turned out. Now let's first go ahead and focus, well, on the head, which is of course a big pumpkin. And I love that evil grimace on his face. And those teeth, oh, those are so funky, those are so gnarly. As well, the paintwork here, like the dirty wash that they gave to like all like the crevices of the pumpkin, really help it pop. Like this looks really good. Moving a bit further down here, we've got his big purple cloak. And also on that, there is a bit of a dirty wash to it. That really helps bring out some of the details. That also extends to his arms there, where you can see his orange skin and also his black fingernails. And speaking of the arms, speaking of articulation, it's pretty much what you'd expect. The head does move left to right, and then the arms also move up and down. Now going back to some of the details of Samhain's cloak, I love that it's all tattered, and you can see like small little holes in it. And I really like the way it just kind of like falls on the floor. Really gives me like Morticia from the Addams Family vibes. You've also got this really high collar on the back of the cloak, with some more detail work they've added in there with like the holes. Once again, this is just a really nice showpiece for anybody's Real Ghostbusters toy collection. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Samhain does come with a couple of interchangeable heads, and to do so, it's pretty easy. All you gotta do is just pop the head off, like that, and then just fit the other one right in there. There he is! And this one's a pretty cool one there. It has kind of like a mischievous grin on his face. Once again, kind of the paint wash, the dirty wash to the pumpkin looks really nice, really helps it pop. And then there's also this third head here, which has Samhain's mouth slightly open. You can see a little bit of his teeth. He almost seems like he's kind of given like a bewildered growl. And certainly this makes for one of my favorites of the 3 interchangeable heads. BAMM ToyCo, they did not need to include 3 different heads, but I am so glad that they did. Now, as I said earlier, this is made to kind of go in line with your Kenner Real Ghostbusters action figures. Here we've got Samhain standing next to Egon Spengler, and they do look like they very much came from the same toy line. Now, I know in the animated series, Samhain, yes, he was quite a bit taller than the actual Ghostbusters, but BAMM ToyCo, they definitely approached this as if what would Kenner have done. Now, while we're comparing figures, let's actually compare the BAMM ToyCo Samhain next to the Extreme Ghostbusters Samhain. And to me, there is no contest. BAMM ToyCo's offering is the superior option between these two. And let me also add, it's a crying shame that Samhain never got his own episode of Extreme Ghostbusters. That should have happened. So Ghostbusters fans, that about does it today for our look at this custom Samhain action figure made by BAMM ToyCo. As I said earlier in this video, we do have a link to their Facebook page down below in this video's description. Be sure to check out what else they've made, and if you're maybe interested in getting a Samhain figure for yourself, be sure to send them a message. So that does it for me here today. Be sure to check out Ghostbusters News here on YouTube tomorrow for the grand finale of this year's Ghostbusters News Halloween Countdown. As always, be sure to subscribe to Ghostbusters News here on YouTube. Bust that bell notification icon to stay up to date with everything that's happening within the Ghostbusters world. If you'd like to join up with Ghostbusters News, check out our Patreon page. We have a link to that down below in this video's description. And I'll see everybody right back here next time.